We've been going through, as I mentioned, some interesting times the last couple of years. It's a lot of people that have been struggling on many different levels, and everybody's trying to help one another as best as possible. Are there some words of encouragement that you can offer maybe to somebody that's watching right now, or somebody that has a loved one who's struggling with something at the moment, something that maybe you could share with us?
So I can certainly understand that the last few years have been really hard for a lot of people. And for me, they've actually been some of my best. Because what I learned over the past few years was I don't have to let what is in the outside world dictate my reality. I actually get to choose, is this a perspective that empowers me? Is it disempowering me? And I chose that I didn't want to make decisions based on fear anymore. So yes, I could be scared about something, but I didn't want that to drive my decision-making factor. And so all of those things, I realized that I am in control of my own reality. I get to choose how I feel despite what's happening in the outside world. I get to choose what I want in life. And in doing so, I really believe that I've been going through this lesson so that I can embody the lessons and then teach other people how to do the same. And so the first thing I want everyone to know is it's possible. We are all meant to live these great lives. So I would love people to know that you get to create your own reality. If what you're living doesn't feel good, you get to be in control of what it is that does feel good. And there's been a lot of suffering. And I really feel bad for the people who have been suffering a lot. What I want them to know is the suffering is not coming up because they're meant to suffer. The suffering is coming up because they're meant to move past it. There is so much freedom on the other side of our pain. And if we would look at it from that perspective, that life doesn't happen to me, life happens for me. And the things that are hard for us are coming up because those are our growth areas in the moment. And if everyone could look at life that way, I feel like there would be a little bit more ease in what was happening. We wouldn't stay stuck in the suffering. Sure, there would be that short-term pain because we have to feel the pain to get to the other side of it, but we wouldn't identify with the pain. We wouldn't take it on and just make it so long-term. For me, what the pandemic has allowed, as it's bubbled to the surface, I know that it's bubbling to the surface for me to see it and release it. Because we're not meant to suffer. We're not meant to have things feel bad. But in order to get to that good feeling place, we do have to see and release all of those bad feeling things that are sort of following us from our past. And so that's the approach I have taken since the pandemic started, was really, as something presents itself that doesn't feel good, for me, that's a growth opportunity. That's a learning opportunity. That's an opportunity to see it and release it and grow and expand into a different part of me.